How's the drive?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Very good. Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yes, but I can see, huh?
At least you can see.
Yes.
This is Vincent.belanger. He is a music lover like you and I, but he is no ordinary audio lover. He is a famous celloist. I met him way back when I was shooting for many of his live concerts, but recently I found something new about him, and that's that Vincent is an expert of setups as a musical ambassador for Audio Note. And he had offered to come to my place to set up an all Audio Note system and have some fun. Two things you need to know about Vincent though, and that is that he's not a typical audiophile or a classical musician. He likes to do things a little differently.
The people have to understand one thing. If they buy any audio note component, I will be like in their house, like a ghost. I will watch them. The secret is not that. This makes the sound amazing.
I absolutely love that about him. Hey guys, how's it going? Jay here, and today I have Vincent.belanger.
Wow.
Did I say that? Did I say that right?
First time, yeah.
First time. So the funny thing is, you're a celloist, and I've actually been listening to your music way before I actually personally knew you.
It's weird.
It's kind of. I mean,
Sorry.
if you okay, but so like back when I was like into vintage gear, like I had JBL L300s, Tannoys. Some of you guys know, like yeah,
No,
reel to
this
reel
is-
right there.
Wait for 2TD on the reel-to-reel tape.
Oh
No,
way!
Wait, we should. I will come back. Just, I want to hear that. It's amazing.
Oh my god, that's a Techniques 1200. Anyways, so I've been listening to mainly his Rupture. You know, the one
Rupture,
that goes,
exactly.
you know, just sounded amazing on those Tannoys and JBLs. And then I met you, you know, at the show. I think the first time I met you was like the first Montreal show. And then Lily introduced me to you. And then I went to your Le Neuf. So I went to multiple concerts that you were doing. It sounded amazing.
It was nice.
We have a full video on the Le Neuf.
Absolutely.
Anyways, we met at the Montreal show recently again. And this time, you were representing Audio Note.
Well, I represent Audio Note since the last 7 years.
Well, this time I saw you set it up,
Exactly.
and I was like, wait, you represent Audio Note? And you're like, oh yes, I'm an Audio Note ambassador. This is my impersonation.
Hey, it's perfect.
So I was like, wow, you know, what made someone who is actively engaged in the music world, right, become an Audio Note ambassador out of all the other brands? Because you're kind of, you know, I don't think you guys know, but he's famous. You know, brands want him, right? So,
That's true.
especially like, you know, in Montreal, you're like everyone's. He is a big timer.
See my blue eyes? This is the secret of my success. Is my blue eyes. Look, do you see the blue eyes? Yeah.
Okay, and when you set up the Audio Note speakers, right? Let's talk about the setup for a minute. So when you first texted me, coming to set up the speakers,
I would
you
take
were
my-
like,
my glasses.
"No, it's time for the glasses now." You were like, "Do you have corners in your room?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I remembered something. I'm like, "Oh yes, he asked me that question because the Audio Note setup is so unconventional." You know, looking at the speaker setup that you just did, right, we're both looking at it. It's basically less than an inch from the wall behind it, and it's towed in on a box speaker with a port in the back. So that's usually a no-no, right? Because it goes against everything that I've been taught. You know what I'm saying? Like on YouTube, for example, there's like a zillion tutorial videos on setup, and they all say pull it out from the room.
Yes, but
You know,
it's okay. The speaker they are showing, it's the how can I say? It's the way they have to place them. Audio Note.
And you mentioned how some people won't even entertain it, right? And we won't even listen to it because
I
of how
receive
it's set up.
You know, on the blog how some audiophiles they like to you shall not do that.
Yeah.
Did you come to my room? Did you talk to me? No, I would explain you. Everybody who don't understand why I'm doing this setup, send me an email. I will explain you. And if you live in Toronto, Ontario and Quebec, I will go to your place and I will do an audio note demo. You will understand why we put the speakers like that. You understand? And I will be the ghost.
But audio note speakers were designed to be put in the corners like that.
No
and
more, no less. No more, no less.
Yeah.
Period.
You know, when I first saw that setup, I thought, oh, this setup is gonna have a wall of sound, but it's not gonna have any depth. That's what I thought.
We had more depth. You know, when I first put, you know, when I started the setup, it was nice.
That's
and
what baffles me.
There's a click. You know, it's like Lego. You know, for me in the sound, I said, okay, we have the click.
And you were toying it in as I was listening to it, and you said, how's it now? How's it now? And then what I was seeing and what I was hearing, if I didn't trust what I was hearing and just my eyes, then I would have been like, oh no, what are you doing?
Like 80% of people?
Because you're like toying it in more and more, and I hated to admit it, but
but I did it slowly.
Yeah.
And then click. There's a click.
And there's more depth.
Exactly.
As you told in, and you didn't tell me anything. You were like, how is it now? You didn't tell me, you know, is there more of this? You know, you didn't ask me any questions. You just said, how is it? And I said, there's more depth. You know, and that's what baffles me, because the speakers are like almost flat against the wall, and I'm hearing behind the wall, and it's a freaky experience.
This audio note speaker are made on old Peter Schnell speakers. So if people want to know more about that, I'm sure they can Google it and they will find a lot of information. I'm sure that there's a YouTube video that Peter explained that. Me, I don't know. And sorry, Peter, I didn't saw all your video. It's because it's the sound.
What you hear. Yeah. Oh man, we had so much fun. Vincent is a great guy, and I took him out to a Korean barbecue restaurant, a famous one, and he was just having so much good, you know, just wonderful time together. We listened to a lot of music, you know, but when it comes to fun, he's fun. But he is also meticulous when it comes to setting up the audio note system. I mean, I think on the day he arrived, he took the entire day to make micro adjustments to make it sound perfect in my room. And immediately it sounded good, but like those micro adjustments really made the big changes. And so I wanted to give you guys kind of my feedback on the system, because I think he's going back to Quebec City in about, I think tomorrow. So I only have one more day with these speakers and the integrated amplifier. So what we're running right now is basically the Cobra integrated amplifier and the audio note speakers. I'll link to the actual products, all the information you need, specs, whatever, in the link description below. But according to Vincent, these speakers go down to 18 Hertz in room. And what I heard was actually a pretty linear extension down into the bass region. Especially when I hear like Daft Punk or any of the, really heavy movie tracks, it definitely rocks the room in the lower frequencies. But also what I did find, and this may be, me being picky, is that this has a typical British sound. And I don't say that in a negative context. I mean, it has that classic smooth, liquid, extended high frequency that is not fatiguing. Like I could listen to the system the entire day and I would be perfectly fine. No ear fatigue whatsoever. There's no sharpness to it, and it's so good with separation and depth. And that's what surprised me the most. Because you see, Vincent is a classical musician. He plays the cello and he listens to a lot of like orchestra and classical music. But he also enjoys like Daft Punk. No, this is his, by the way, and all the other stuff. But he is a classical musician. So in my mind, having a speaker that is this close to the wall, right, and put it in the back, in a setup that is toned in so much. Like this toe-in is, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, is toned in so much that is crossing over to my outer shoulder. So it is toned in a lot. Very unusual setup, but this isn't by no means a review. This is an initial impression. This is just my feedback. Just having a great time with a buddy. So I'll link to all the technical information in the link description below for you to find out. But from my understanding, this is the idea of the infinite baffle. So technically, this is like becoming part of the room. And so it creates this incredible depth and separation in the music that you really wouldn't expect from a setup like this. Usually the idea goes that you pull the speakers out from the room, you toe them in a little bit, and you get a wide sound stage and a deep sound stage layering. But when you put it against the wall like this, you're not supposed to get good depth and layering, but you do here, and that's the thing. And I could hear, like I said, the speaker for a long time. Now, if I have to criticize, and this is the part, I had a friend over, right? I had a friend over, and he likes the American sound, meaning he really likes that mid-bass punch and really aggressive in-your-face dynamics. So when he heard the speaker, he said, "Oh, it's very smooth, very nice, but the mid-bass is not as strong, eh?" And I have to say, I kind of agree. The mid-bass is not like really aggressive, tight, or fast and punchy. It's more like, it hits your chest. You feel it with your body, definitely, but it's not as tight as, let's say, Wilson Audio, Sonos Faber, Dynaudio, these type of speakers, Vocal, speakers that you typically will associate with a tight, punchy bass. It's not quite that, but I'll tell you what it really is good at. And I understand that some people think that, this audio note system is really good on jazz music and only jazz music. I thought that too. But I have to say, it does not fall apart on orchestra or classical music or busy tracks or, bassy tracks. The only thing that's missing, if you really want that punchy bass, that's the only thing I think is missing. And quite frankly, I don't think that's what they're going for anyways, because they're using EL34 tubes on their integrated amplifier. Everything about this design, including the integrated amplifier, suggests that it is all about the music, the musicality. And you'll be surprised, EL34s create some amazing sweet sound on the top frequency. And kind of like with this hemp cone, this beautiful hemp cone, I absolutely love this cone. This driver just makes a beautiful tone that is, just unbelievable. It's very smooth, but textured. There's elegance and nuance to it when you hear the music. And the depth and again, the sound staging is what blows my mind because it defies physics, defies the space in my room and what I've been taught about soundstage and imaging in terms of setup. But again, these speakers were designed to be set up this way. It's no magic. They designed it this way, to be set up this way, just like how panel speakers or all the other speakers are designed to be set up a specific way. There's no voodoo here. Well, except for this. Vincent is convinced that this makes everything sound better.
You put them in a corner. Why you complain? Don't buy them if you don't want to do that.
And these go down to 18 hertz, you said.
18 hertz.
Crazy.
I didn't know what was 18 hertz. So, this is a C. It's low. It's still low.
I felt that in my chest.
It's my blue eyes. No, it's so yeah. No, but 18 hertz, it's okay. It's like a but like here.
Yeah.
It's lower, 18 hertz, it's lower than the cello, of course.
Yeah.
It's lower than the double bass,
Lower
and it's
than-
lower than a piano.
It's lower than all instruments. Most.
It's so if you need more bass, okay. Yeah, so you have some. I'm as a musician. What makes me laugh in this industry? It's always the guy who knows everything.
Mm-hmm. No,
There's always a guy who
know it all. Define.
I like him. This guy, it could be a woman, but most of the time it's a guy.
Mm-hmm.
He knows. No. It's impossible to be lower. Okay. So you put the double bass. You can do electro music, and you have.
But that's what baffles me. It's like when I see that setup, right? I'm thinking, oh, it's gonna try to achieve lower extension or more bass, the impression of more bass, with room gain, right, through the port design. And what I heard there was linear extension to the lowest octave that I've heard, and like you said, it's not over exaggerated. Right, and it's like right in the corner is a port design, and it's not over exaggerated.
No, and we can do a test. Yeah, we just take them out of the corner, and the bass will be more exaggerated, more boomy.
That's crazy.
By putting them in the corner, it's controlled everything.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, no. The E's are amazing for that.
Like you were mentioning, because you played your music, and you were like, "Yep, this is the perfect amount of music." Right? You went through a series of tracks that you play. And by the way, I love your playlist. By the way, it's just. It suits my taste. It's great music.
Hey, you know, when I put Split the Atom, and you were wow, like it's amazing.
It's just crazy. It
Wow.
just draws you in. And I have to say, like, it's like you said, an emotional experience. And I love the fact that you were not playing like, audiophile, DSD.
I will tell you. No, it's some title, Deezer, YouTube Music. I had also.
Yeah. You
For
have
now.
some stuff that's like, really low in resolution that most audiophiles won't play. But it sounded amazing.
That's it. Because you can like. Maybe I will talk for my colleague.
Yeah.
If you have the best gear,
Yeah.
you do the best recording, but the musician is using a bad instrument.
Right, because it's the entire process,
Exactly.
right? It's about who
So-
plays it,
Exactly.
the recorder,
Peter always said that good music is good music.
Yeah.
We don't care about the recording.
Yeah.
This is always, and we do mistakes sometimes, and we don't know how the microphone react. We don't know all the instruments. Sometimes in Tutedi, there's some piece. It was very cold in Saskatoon, and my cello became like dry, and we can hear the difference. So it depends. It's like a recording. People has to understand that a recording is like a picture. So now my shirt, maybe I look stupid with that, but tomorrow I will iron it and it will look better. Well, it's a joke, but the point is, a recording is a moment.
Yeah.
It's not the truth. I like the motto of our genre, music finest conductor. We need to find all companies have this type of sentence, but what I like is this. They try always to reproduce the finest, the beauty of the music, and its power. It's powerful. People say, "Oh, you know this for classical music." Okay, but, let's
Not
put.
what I heard.
No.
That's not what I heard.
I do it on purpose. I put 3-4 songs of classical music, and then I put jazz, I put folk music, I put electro music and noise rock. It's Mario Biner, one of my mentor in Audio, he told me, it's like a guitar. You take a guitar, British accent. Anyway, you take that instrument and you can play jazz, classical music, baroque, rock. You can play a lot of music, the same instrument. A sound system shall be the same. And I don't know the other, so I don't want to say I'm better than this. No. What I like with Audio, the experience is about the emotion, about the tonality, and it's very, for me, engaging.
I love the tone, by the way.
Right.
Those hemp drivers.
The Cobra. Ah no, the ham. Yes, drivers. The ham.
Yes, the drivers.
I speak French, you know.
But another thing that you mentioned that was so interesting to me was you were describing instruments and how even the littlest adjustments, your rosin and all that, the bow, right? It's made out of what? What was it again?
This is hair from horses.
Yeah, hair horses. Yeah.
The tail, I think. This is what we need. And it's from Mongolia, I think. And but of course, if you don't put rosin on it,
there's no sound.
No, there's no sound.
Talk about the bridge, the little differences. And so every little detail in the instrument matters, is what you said.
Completely.
And so does in hi-fi.
Yes.
So my question to you is, does cables matter?
I would put my glasses.
Because what you told me was interesting.
Yes, everything matters. So of course, and the cables are very important because it's harmonized the system, all component, the source, everything. This is why Arduino built everything, from cables to sources, CD player, CD transport, phono stage. They built everything to make sure that everything is harmonized. Is it English?
Yeah, that's yeah.
This is why. Well, the other question is, what's the value of cable? It's that decisions shall be done by the customer.
Yeah.
Yes, if you have the money, there's pure silver cables. Okay.
But I like your methodology there, right? Because an instrument, it's made by a single person,
right?
It's just not made here and then half the bridge over there. It's the same thing.
Exactly.
And that's what you're getting at, and I think that's a really good.
Peter, he saw the system like a live instrument. Yeah. This is why. So it's like imagine
it's pieces.
Oui. Bon, that doesn't mean that the Cobra is designed to go with other speakers.
Right.
Triangle, for example, it sounds gorgeous with triangle. It's Dino Duo. We tried with Dino Duo with some focal. It works with a lot of speakers, so it's designed for that. But of course, when you go, you can try. Sometimes the customers they can find better cables with their system. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But we do set up in this way, and then at the end of the day, the customers made the final decision.
Yeah.
Always. Peter would say, "You like it, take it. You don't like it, it's okay." I hope you can meet him one day because he's very. How can I say?
Free-spirited?
Yes, he's very
easygoing.
Wow, definitely. He's. I miss him so much. 2 years I didn't saw the team.
It's been a while because of the whole.
The
pandemic.
The pandemic situation. Now I'm talking about the Vincent, the cellist. It was horrible. I can tell you to not see first the public, to not see the team, to not see.
Hey, but when you first said you're performing enough, I went. I came. Yeah.
I was. I don't know if you saw that, but I was.
Masked.
On the second in Place des Arts. I think you didn't stay for the second concert in Place des Arts.
No, I did.
At the second one, I cried literally.
Oh, did you? I didn't see that one.
I
didn't see you cry. I
was crying because my father was there, and it's my first concert without my mom. My mom died a few months before that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And unfortunately, it's a part of life. And but it was the first, and my father was there, and it was very emotional. And this is what I love in this industry. It's about the emotion. When I talk with Lily Luo from Motte Distribution, we never talk about stupid gear. What annoyed me sometimes when I saw this industry is about having fun by listening my music or the music you like.
Yeah.
Why it's so serious? It's like when you want to be romantic with your girlfriend. Could you please move there? Blah blah. No.
Yeah.
You go with the feeling.
Yeah.
You with your girlfriend. I mean, I have blue eyes, by the way. But anyway, so it's
the emotion, right?
It's the feeling. It's the feeling.
I mean, would you say so? You've tried tube amplifiers and solid state amplifiers. Which one do you think conveys more emotion, or do you have a preference?
But I would say my preference is definitely tube amplifier.
But you're more than a musician. You're an audiophile. No, kind of.
Kind of. But it's like I said, you know, we musicians, classical musicians, we know that each details on the instruments matter.
Yeah.
We did a video in Montreal together about
Yes.
that. Everything's matter. The bow, even the stupid rosin we use. So, you know, a $6 product can scrap all the sound of the cello. And you may even use a very expensive bow. A cello is like audio, and you have any price. So you go, well, everyone knows the Stradivarius, Guarnerius, etc. So I'm used to that, to use this small. I will show you on the cello. We call it. Okay, I'll show you to the camera. This is bridge.
Yeah, bridge.
In maple, this is.
Yeah.
But if I move the bridge, look at this, just 1 millimeter here or at the other side, it destroys the sound.
Oh yeah.
You may see there's a small piece of wood here, maybe you see it, look.
Yeah.
Well, it's to avoid the table and the back to collapse. So you have a stick of wood, a piece of wood, just right here. We call it, in France, it's lame. I don't know in English, maybe the saw, I don't know. So, but if you move it, it changes the sound. So each millimeter, so the violin maker, when you do a setup, he does that. This is ebony. It changed the stick. This is a metal stick. You know, it's in metal. Do you see it? So
it's a metal.
It's very expensive. It's $1,000. This thing.
Hey, it's the audiophile spikes.
Yeah, this is why. Well, this is, you know.
Yeah.
So everything is make a difference. So I use strings. The type of strings, it's half guts and half steel. Cheap guts. Anyway, this is how the sound is amazing. So all details matters. This is very important to understand that. So this is why. So I'm used to that.
Start from so all details matter. Yeah, go ahead.
All details matters. No, here. All details matters. Because Vincent, for example, without my blue eyes, I'm nothing. Same with the cello.
Okay, so do cables matter in an audiophile system? Because you're basically saying that audiophile systems, right? Everything, little detail matters, just like an instrument, right? That was your example there.
I will put my glasses because it's a serious question. I need to look
So
serious.
do cables matter?
I think yes. And my answer is yes. Everything's matter. And the cables is very important because for me, the cables blend all the components together. So it blends the amplifier with the preamp. It blends everything. You know, it's connect. It blend. I don't know if it's a good expression. Synergy. Yes,
Yeah.
it's harmonized.
Yes.
Everything.
Yeah.
So this is for me. It's important. We will receive a shitty lot of text, I think, on this. I know cables. It's like Voldemort. You shall not say the name.
Right, and you offer to come and set up audio notes speakers here, a system here for us to listen to. And I really took up on that offer because I'm more interested in why you chose Audio Note, right, as a brand, right? Why did you become an Audio Note ambassador?
Okay. It was for the sound. When I first hear a complete audio note system, it was in New York, 2014. Sarah and Michel from Montreal Audio Fest invite me to make sure that I can promote my music in New York. It was a good opportunity for me. Then I met David Cope, the guy, the North American rep of Audio Note at that time. And what I always say about Audio Note, it's reproduce the sound of my cello properly, not perfectly, properly. It's very important the nuance between the two words. We don't lie to people, you know. Live music is live music. You were in the Maison Symphonique when I did Les Neuf.
Yeah.
So it's completely different. It's completely different experience.
Live music is live music.
Oui, but it's to show how close it is to the real thing.
Yeah.
It's I have to be honest, it's the goal of all these companies. So first, I very appreciate the sound, the way Audio Note reproduces the sound of my cello, and there's something unique in it. even about acoustic instrument, the guitar, the voice, and everything. There's something that pleased me a lot. The emotion, you know. Sometimes yes, it's well reproduced, but it's the fun. Because Pure Cello, my album Pure Cello, when I listen to it, it's the fun we had. All the team, Shelplan was there, Stefan Rich was there, so all the fun we had, we always laugh, you know. And I can feel it, my memory. Same with Rupture. Rupture is more dramatic, but the conversations was it's a Anne Bisson and I united for this project, and it was one of the best experience I had. Working with Anne at that time was fabulous. You know, in terms of musical, human, it was fantastic. So there's always what I like to say. Even with Tutedi, I wrote in this album. I wrote something very personal in Tutedi. Why? Because there's stories behind all songs, and it is important for me to share that, because when you listen to an album, at the end of the day, it's about emotion.
Yeah,
it's about emotion.
I love that point. That's great.
Exactly. The second part, of course, why I chose Audio Note. It's the human. I know everybody in the company. Not the neuron, no, but I know everybody. You know, Peter, Andy Grove, Andy Whittle. Well, I can name all of them. I know where the speakers are made. I visit the factory with Gerhard in Austria. I visit also the factory in Lithuania, where all the DAC are made with the Tadas Mulgenas. Sorry if I say it badly, my dear.
Because Audio Note is very involved in the musical world.
Oh, completely. You know, the first album, we put the noise rock, Nausea, Split the Atom.
Yeah.
Peter, he's a big fan of this band, and he did a reissue, a new reissue. And Peter, it's the first time I met Peter. He never talk about any component, any bullshit.
It's all about the music.
Music, yes. He put me some old cellist from the 60s. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I remember, he doesn't like when I say that, but I said, oh wow, this guy knows the cello. He knows the cello more than me. So he doesn't like when I say that. And then, this is the second reason, the human. I'm very connected to these people.
Yep.
You know, I'm very close to his son, Daniel. We have deep discussion. His daughter, Emily, and his wife, Leslie. We had the same history, his wife and I, personal history.
They're all people that love music.
Exactly. And the third reason, of course, is Audio Note music. The guy created Audio Note music, maybe not only for me, but I started it for Pure Cello. And I do some musical direction in this. We find some original music that never been recorded before. We try to bring new people, new audiences to classical music. This is my mission.
What does it mean to be an ambassador? Right? You're a musical ambassador for Audio Note. What does that mean? Because very rarely do I see musical ambassadors or ambassadors in general for a hi-fi brand.
It's because I play with the system. During the hi-fi shows, I play the cello live and then with the system.
Yeah.
It's a competition between me and the system because I always win.
Yes.
But Audio Note, they are confident enough to use it for 7 years now.
Yeah.
Some people sometimes they do we will bring a violin and it realize that the tonality is not good, so they came on. It's a one-shot deal.
Yeah.
Me, it's permanent. This is rare. I don't think it's happened in this industry. I don't see a permanent musician play in the same room for so long.
7 years.
7 years. Minus 2 years. We shall not say why.
So listen, I had a great time with Vincent, as you can probably tell. We had a great chat about music, about Audio Note, about just the passion that he has. And it's really amazing when you meet someone that is just as passionate, if not more, about music and audio. So if you want more of Audio Note or even Vincent, let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And make sure to subscribe because more of these contents are coming sooner or later. Peace!